right, are we ready to rumble?
Yeah!
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to rumble with enthusiasm and desire. We're going to share with you how to get to where you want to go. How's that?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
And you know Justin, he's leading off here, so it's just an honor to introduce him. So, Justin Ford!
No, that's funny. No, Bruce is, we actually connected with Bruce the last time we were here. And, Bruce was telling us just how he gets up at, what time?
5:35.
5:35. How many of you guys get up at 5:35 or earlier? Raise your hand. Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Give yourselves a hand for that.
Yeah! You know, they say that now, everyone, the early bird gets the worm. But here's another thing you want to remember. It's the second mouse that gets the cheese.
Hey.
Ouch, that's the second mouse. That is just wrong. You know what he's talking about, right?
But watch this, guys. You know what we're going to talk about today, guys? Watch this. We're going to talk about success.
You can let him in.
We're going to talk about your goals, like we've talked about in the past. We've already done the Champions Challenge. We've already talked about C+. Who knows what C plus C equals C is?
No, he's got to go to A120.
Okay, what does it mean?
Choice.
Nope. That's one of them. But who knows it in the order? C plus C equals C. What's the first one?
Wait, hold on. Go back, come back.
Okay. What's the first one? Nope, no chance.
Career.
Nope.
Mm.
There you go. Plus.
Choice.
Nope, what was the second one you said? Nope. You said it the first time. It was the first one you said.
Choice.
Okay, equals
Success.
consequence.
Oh.
Success starts with an S.
Carlos, are you here?
It's okay. All right, watch this, guys. Successful people get up early and plan their day. Okay? So we're going to talk about what is success and what do successful people do. I've heard a guy, you may not have heard of him, but he's actually from Detroit. He's a speaker like me. His name is Eric Thomas. You can actually get his app free on iTunes or on Android or the Google Market. Eric Thomas, he says, when you want success or when you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Then you'll be successful. Let me ask you this. How many of you guys want to be successful in life? Raise your hand.
What's his name?
Eric Thomas. Absolutely amazing.
I'm going to look it up.
Look it up. Right? Every one of you guys just raised your hand, but guess what, guys? You got to want it like you need the very breath that you just breathed to stay alive. It's got to be your life. It's got to be all or nothing. It's got to be I'm giving 100 or I'm not giving nothing. Right? It's got to be all or nothing. Do you think about breathing or does it just happen? It just happens, right? You don't even think about it. Right? And if for some reason you stop breathing, what's going to happen? You're going to what? You're going to die. So how bad do you need breath?
Every day.
You need it to live, right? So if you want to be successful, then you got to want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe. Okay? Last class, we talked about who wants to be successful, right? People raised their hand, and by the end of it, they were laying down and going to sleep. Guess what? If you really want to be successful, then you need to pay attention. If you really want to be successful, don't just say, I want to be successful just because. It sounds good. Today we're going to talk about how to become successful. What is success? What do successful people do? We're going to talk about at the end of class setting a goal and actually working out a goal plan to get there. Because you have to set goals and then achieve them. You can't just have a goal and it just continues to be a goal, but you're doing nothing to obtain it. Guess what, guys? What you do today determines your tomorrow. So you're either going to work today to be successful or you're really not serious about being successful. And you know how you can judge somebody that if they're serious about success or not? What is it?
The determination.
Yes, but it's
grades.
That too, but even more than your grades or your determination, it starts with a choice in what you do. What you do. It's what you do. It's not what you say. You can say anything you want. But your words mean nothing, guys. Your words mean nothing. It's all about action. It's all about doing daily. See, you guys just all raised your hand to be successful. How many of you guys still or have a goal or a dream for something in life? Raise your hand. High. Raise it up. Okay. It starts right here in this class. When I'm not here and you guys are doing work and she's pulling down the screen and she's giving you guys that next assignment, it's paying attention when this woman speaks. It's doing the work she passes out to you. It's studying for a test when you know you got one next week. Not waiting until the night before like I used to do it. But prepare yourself. Prepare yourself, okay? It's important, guys. Your grades are on the board. Maybe you guys have looked and seen what your grade is or not. How many of you guys are not satisfied with the grade you got on there? Raise your hand, honestly. None of you guys should be satisfied. None of you guys should be satisfied. Unless you got an A+. How many of you guys got an A+? Raise your hand. Honest, be honest, because successful people don't lie.
There's a couple.
Oh no, I just want to know the real people that got an A. Raise your hand. All right, and I do want to say congratulations, but even with them just getting an A, don't be satisfied with a B. Don't be satisfied with a C. That's not good enough, is it? Is it good enough? Because successful people are always achieving. They're always growing. Who wants to make $1 million? Raise your hand. Let me ask you a question. Will you stop at $1 million or will you try to go to 2?
2.
And then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 10, right? People that are successful are always achieving. People that are successful are always achieving. But you want to make 10 million, right? What's your plan to get there? Because hustling ain't going to get you there. Hustling will get you either put in jail or get you killed. Right? Honestly, it happens. You may be the man for a minute, but once they close the casket or throw the keys away, are you still the man? I don't care if you had $1 million. You ain't. It's done. It's not worth it. So we're here to talk to you guys about your goals, your dreams, your future, and how to get there. How many of you guys want to get there, but you just don't know how? Raise your hand and be honest. It's okay. If you don't know how to get where you're going, raise your hand. Right? Raise it up. Don't be afraid. That's what we're here for. I also asked you guys last time I was here, how many of you guys want to see transformation and change come to the city of Detroit? Raise your hand. Right? We're sick of it, right? We're sick of the murders. We're sick of the crime. We're sick of being the worst school district in the whole country. Well, guess what? Detroit transformation, it starts with every single one of you today. Today. It starts today. It doesn't start tomorrow. What are you doing today to make Detroit a better place? Because guess what, guys? The drugs aren't the problem. The guns aren't the problem. What's the problem?
People.
People. No, and I'm not, don't say you, right? It's people. And it's the way that people think and act. Thinking is everything, guys. Successful people think a certain way. There's a certain formula to success. And success is not a destination, it's a journey, it's a process. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I want you to think about this, guys. How are you going to change the way you think today to help Detroit become a better place? To achieve your goals, to get a better grade, to overcome, right? What is success? When you see success, when you say, I want to be successful, when you raise your hand, what do you see when you see yourself being successful? What do you see? Like, what do you envision when you see yourself being successful? And there's no wrong answer. What do you see? Oh, I forgot to tell you guys why I have my phone. My wife's about to have our baby like any day. She's 9 months pregnant. She's laid up at home. And Miss Bright told me I better keep my ringer on just in case she calls and I gotta go. What do you see? Reaching to a higher level. What do you see? It's okay. There's no wrong answer. What do you see? You raised your hand. So what do you see? It's okay. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You see everything? Okay. What about you, boss? You see everything? Like, give me what is one thing of everything?
It's bright.
Just give me one thing that you see. If you're successful, what do you have? Or what are you doing? Money. Okay? What about you? You're in the Marines. Having a good life.
See me having a nice business.
Nice business. You?
Having a good career.
Isn't that Romeo, right?
Yeah.
I remember. Having a good career. What about you? There's no wrong answer.
Being able to give back to my family.
Give back to your community. That's a good one. What about you? No, I want to hear from you. What did he say? I forgot.
Having a good career.
I'm just joking. I didn't forget. I just want to hear you say it. What about you? Okay. You? Okay. Okay. I already asked you. Sorry. Business, my man. When you think of success, what do you see or what do you think of? What is it? Grades? Good grades? Okay. You knew I was coming. Don't act like I'm not going to point to you because I'm going to point to every one of you guys.
Give back to my community.
Good.
You said nothing but successful like that.
Yeah. Or what do you see?
My goal is
Okay.
I want to be a famous basketball player.
Okay.
Army.
Okay. I don't think I missed anybody, right? So that's your definition of success, guys. Okay? That's what you have engraved in your mind as what you see for success. Okay? Success is not something that you become. It's a journey that you take to getting in the Marines, to getting in the Army, to playing basketball. It's a process. And it takes hard work. It takes hard work, guys. You're not going to just fall into success. I know they want to paint the dream and make us think so. It's not going to happen like that. Success takes hard work. And it's going to cost you something. Are you willing to exchange hard work and dedication from what you think success is? How do you want your life to be when you're my age and when you're 30, right? It's going to be what you do today and tomorrow. So what I want to do, guys, is I want to bring Chuck up. Chuck is a good friend of mine. He is a successful man. He's older than me. I'm not going to tell you his age because I'm going to let him tell you. But guess what, guys? Successful people learn from other people. Successful people learn from other people, meaning you can always be learning. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. Find somebody and learn from them. This guy is teaching me things. I'm his student. He's my teacher. He's teaching me things about what he's experienced in life and what he's done so that I can become a better me. Because I want to be the best me I can be. I want success as bad as I want to breathe. Right? And that's a choice. So give it up for Chuck.
Wow. We've been here all day, and I must say that
This is the one right
this
here.
is the most energy we've seen, eyes wide open, just dreams just popping at the seams here. So we're going to give you our best shot. You know, when we're speaking here, we're attempting to bring in stories and information that you can relate to. You know, there's a lot of folks that want to be basketball players. When I was in the 10th grade, I was on the, from Owasso High School, it's near Flint, and I made the sophomore baseball team. I thought that was cool because I love baseball. And in 11th grade, I opted to go to work. And I had to choose work or baseball. I wanted the money. So I went that way. And I know in my heart that I could have been a superstar. But what I didn't have was a mentor. Someone to guide me to the process. I came from a poor family, grew up in foster homes, and even though I tell you that story, look, that's my story. We all have a story. We all have a history, right?
Yes.
And we're all bringing that to here right now. And it matters, but it doesn't need to be in the way of us reaching our goals. So we have to transcend that. Now, Jason didn't tell you how old I am, but Justin.
I will say this, I've been called Jason since kindergarten. Even people that know me, it's just by habit, so I just let it roll.
Well, you know, you know what a Freudian slip is? A Freudian slip is when you say something and something else is what you prefer to say. I have a son that's Jason. Now, that could have been what I was thinking about. You just never really know, but he's Justin. We all know that.
And because he did it now.
All right, where's my story? Where did I leave off with my story? I was telling you about the foster homes. And you want to know how old I am, right? I'm 64. All right. Yeah, I know. It's like I look good, right? Okay, all right. But here, look at me and look at the energy that I have at age 64, and look at other 60-plus-year-old people. They may be like dragging, okay? Maybe they've lived a hard life, or maybe they don't understand positive and inspiration, enthusiasm. But look, everybody has something to offer, and enthusiasm is just one of those things that we all have ability to access. It comes from two words, en theos, which is that God within, that spirit you have. And you couple that with your work, whatever that will be, and we're going to help you discover that, because right now we're in the process of doing that. You might have an idea, and then when we're up here asking you questions, you may not want to answer, but you know, when you were a little tight, someday I'm going to be there. But then as we go through maybe the grade school, the middle school, we get into high school, we kind of like bury it a little bit. We're not talking about that. We're too busy dissing on each other. So we're going to eliminate all that stuff, and you are the goal achievers. Look, I was just sitting over there thinking, here we are saying, we're going to transform Detroit. Think about that for a minute. I'm not going to think, how are we going to do that? That's huge. And then Flint's next and Saginaw. But let's just stay with Detroit. Wow. Do you know how some of the people are talking about Detroit? Yeah. Hey, let's turn the lights off and call it a wrap. let's just put that, let's just punch them out of the map. You know what? All of us can reawaken the dream. And I don't think right now you guys are corrupt. A lot of the politicians have become corrupt. You're the new thought. You're the new thought leaders. And you can recreate Detroit from the age that we're in now, which is the technology piece and information. And that's why we're here. So Detroit transformation, it starts with the vision. And we've got part of it here. We're right here at Mumford High School sharing ideas. It starts with you. Please, we're not putting the whole charge on you. We're saying we're here with you. But it's releasing one dream at a time. I started a Facebook page called Community of Dreamers. I want to help 1,000, now that I got to go beyond that. Originally I wanted to help 1,000 people in Michigan get their dream. Heck, we could do that just here at Mumford.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to help 1,000 people get their dream. Not me alone. I have, if there's one talent that really comes from me, it's enthusiasm and the ability to connect people with resources, which includes each other. I have that. Downtown, there's a gentleman named Dan Gilbert. He's a billionaire. He's buying up property. He's going to put businesses down there. There's a lot of things going on. Hey, let's let him know that we've got some high achievers here at Mumford High, and they got big dreams. Hey, why don't you throw some money our way? I'd say that, I don't say that in a mean way or a sarcastic way, but if we take him, what we're doing here, and we need a few $100 or a few thousand or a few million, he probably would be open to the idea. Because all of you have dreams, and I'm encouraging some of you to start your own business. Be entrepreneurs. You know, Magic Johnson went through basketball, but he's one of the most successful business persons in the world right now. Well, we could just say basketball doesn't work out. You can still be that successful business person. Either way, you've got a great future. But let's travel 2 tracks. Let's get our education. By the way, this is 5th hour, right? Yes. 60.91. Guess what? Could we raise that up a little bit? Yes. Like, say, 20 points? Or 25 points? See, all this is a starting point. You're freshmen, for crying out loud. And maybe it's believing in yourself and that you are a smart person. Because you are. It's important for you to tell yourself that. How many of you know what an affirmation is? Affirmation. A-F-F-I-R. Well, let's see. When you affirm something, what does that mean? Affirm. To accomplish that, that's part of it. Affirm meaning make it solid. It's or firm itself is firm, but when you affirm something, you say, that's it. And when you say an affirmation, that's a phrase that you say. I'm going to give you one right now that I want you to say throughout the day, and you don't have to just say it to yourself. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Every day, in every way, my life is getting better and better. Every day. Today.
Every day.
In every way.
In every way.
My life
Is
is getting better and better.
getting better and better.
Now, that simple affirmation said, and say it with feeling too. Bruce has got a great smile. All you do, but I just connected up with Bruce today. You say that, and it'll start to get better. Then this is what you have to do then. Now that's general. Every day.
Every day.
Okay. In every way.
In every way.
My life is getting better and better.
Better and better.
All right. Oh, wow. This is, you guys are awesome. Now, here's what I want you to do. Remember in that phrase it says every way? I want you to start to describe some of those ways. Be more specific. So one way would be, let's just focus on raising the grades. We want to help you with that. If you need to learn to speed read. I was telling one of the classes earlier, when you read something, most likely, here's what we do. We just read, we read it, and we read every word, and we sub-vocalize. In other words, if I'm reading that, the words are silent to me, and I'm reading every word. You don't have to read every word. Here's what I'd like you to do. Just play with the idea of taking your finger and going across and letting your eyes follow your finger. It will feel uncomfortable, but you might be surprised at what you'll retain. Just speed reading. Read a little bit faster. There are times when I'm reading, I'll read the page and I'll get to the bottom and I'll go, what did I just read?
Yeah, that's what.
And I read it 2 or 3 times, but I'm committed to get the information. Does that happen? That happens to us, right? See, the reason that we're sitting at 60.91 is maybe along the way we picked up some ineffective habits. As a matter of fact, we picked up the habits of more than 7 habits of highly ineffective teens or ineffective teens. So all we got to do, habits the problem. And then we've got that self-talk going down. How many of you have ever said to yourself, I just can't get it, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. Or you feel desperate. And you that whole thing starts to turn on yourself and you go, I don't know, what am I going to do? And the ultimate is when someone takes their life. They couldn't shift that thinking. And all that is that's a temporary situation if you see it as such. So what you want to do is you want to be able to control your state of mind, knowing that what's happening right now, it will pass. 4 words to remember when you're going through hell. Well, actually, there's 2 things to remember. Keep going. All right? That was kind of cute. Come on. Little grin on that? No grin? Okay. Okay. Keep going. When you're going through hell, keep going. And the other one, 4 words. This too shall pass. All of it passes. Your successes or your failures. It all goes. Doesn't matter what it is, but especially that negative piece that's really wearing you down. This too shall pass. It will go away. And at your age, I'll give you the illustration. My son, 20 years ago, he was in an car accident. He had been drinking, and he had a gun in the car. So the accident, no one got killed, thank God. So he was charged with a felony. He was livid. He knew he was totally wrong. So we get the attorney, and he has to plead guilty to having possession of this gun. And he didn't know how he got the gun in this day. It just showed up, right? Well, we learned later he took it from his girlfriend's father's cabinet. So on Wednesday morning, we have to plead. He's going to plead it out. The lawyer came up with the agreement. And we had a great lawyer, by the way, because what came out of the judge's mouth was exactly what, pretty much verbatim, what the lawyer said. Jason pled to having possession, now listen to the language here, possession of merchandise under $100. All right, that's called a misdemeanor. Nothing mentioned of a gun. Pardon?
I said, none of misdemeanors there on your record for you?
No, that wasn't. Well, you know, this story goes further, but I don't want to get too far into it. I just want you to know that, you know, Justin's got a story, and I can bring you a story too, and a lot of experience of ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. I don't want to get into the full story, but here's the rest of Jason's story. The next year, to show you how he repeated a pattern, he had another felony charge. 2:30 in the morning, he and some other friends are walking outside of town in Owasso. He has a knife, longer than the legal limit. So he throws it in the bush. The state police found it. So now we've got another felony charge. So we had to deal with that. Jason made it, and he ended up with just that misdemeanor. There was no felony charges. But he could have had 2 possible felonies. Those are poor choices that he made. So, again, that's the first time I've told that story today. And sometimes these things just come to me. But I want to give you stories that say it's going to pass. But you got to know it. You got to have people in place to be able to call, to contact, to say, "Hey, Justin, what do you think I ought to do here? Boy, this happened. Just need to talk." That's what we're offering today, and that opportunity to say, what goal do you want, and how can we help you get there? Well, here we go. Some of you have seen this. All right, here we go. We're going to run by it again. Who has seen this? Whoa, half the class. All right, what we're looking for, and if you've seen it, just kind of be quiet on this one. We're looking for the arrow in the letters FedEx. Can you see it? All right, does everybody see where the arrow is in the letters FedEx? Everybody see it?
No.
It's between the E and the X.
There's someone there?
Oh, there we go. I love it. Okay, for those that haven't seen it, here's the arrow. I want everybody to see this. Pardon? No, you never did, or? I did. No, and you know, it was pointed out to me. Okay, there's a couple of things here. As you go through life, people are going to show up and point things out to you and say, if you did this, this might help. Now, you have a choice. You have a choice there to just say, nope, that's not it. Or to say, wow, that's a good point. Thank you for that. That's part one. 8 years ago, I was watching 60 Minutes, and a professor was on there, and he'd written a book called Outside Lies Magic. And he said, you know what, we go through life and we just don't see certain things. This was part of it. Notice what's going on around you. If you see something that's going down that's not a good deal, intervene as best you can. But don't be a part of it, because you could end up in a place you don't want to be. Use discretion. You trust yourself. We all have a gut feeling about things, or intuition. I go here for intuition. It could be here. You know what to do, don't you? The answer to that is yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
But we're human. We could fill volumes on all the mistakes that I've made in my life. But I'm still here. And I'm still giving back to, who was that had the goal of giving back to the community? Yeah, okay.
A couple of them.
That's what my role is now, is to give back and to help people have a better life. Everybody wants to talk about the problems with our politics and with our government. Look, what are some solutions? They want to just talk about the problems and then prolong it. We're here to talk about solutions. The arrow now on the letters FedEx, when you see a FedEx truck or a package, here's what I want it to mean to you. Ask yourself the question, what else can I see? Not on the truck or in the package. In your life. Start to work with an open mind. A parachute does not work unless it's open, and that's just like your mind. For the guys in the room, and I pick on the guys because I can relate to this. If, say, your mom or your girlfriend or your aunt or a female specifically comes up to you and suggests something to you, if we don't know, sometimes it's difficult for you to tell us. Am I the only one that relates to that or not? Okay, I may be. I'm willing to accept that. However, I don't think so. Guys, we have our ego. Hey, no, you can't tell me. I'm just saying that just check it. You don't have to be defensive or offensive. Montel Williams has a great saying, and he goes, listen without defending, and then speak without offending. Listen without defending. If you know you're in a weak position, don't defend it. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Now, at age 64, I can say that. I've matured a bit. So you may have to get to your age 64 to get to this. I don't know. But speak without offending. Don't be offensive with your language. You want to know something? Are you ready? I've never said this in one of my speeches before. There's only one of us in the room. Wow, pretty heavy, huh? You thought you were all here. No, there's only one of us in the room. See, we're all created in the image of God, my point of view, and we're all extensions of that. There's only one of us. And what I do to and for you, I do to and for me. Pretty heavy, eh? Be careful what you're putting out. If you're putting out hate, who are you really hating?
Yourself.
Absolutely. Let's go the other way. When you're putting out love, you are? Oh, beautiful. I'm just going to turn it over to Justin. I can't.
Give Chuck a hand, guys. When he said it, guys, I'm going to... Hey, if you guys are my helpers in the back, you can't be laying down. I need you guys to sit up. Come on. I want you guys to honestly know this. You guys are the most energetic class that has paid attention, who has interacted the most since we've been here today. Give yourselves a hand.
Yeah.
So watch this, guys. Chuck just talked about a lot of different things. He talked about the mind. He talked about how to change things. He talked about not being offended. Why? Because successful people don't take offense to other people. Okay? Successful people think a little bit different. Successful people love other people. Why? Because they realize that if I'm helping you, I'm helping me. And it is better to give than receive. I know you've heard it said, it is better to give than receive. But a lot of times, especially in today's society, we see a selfish generation or a selfish people where it's all about me, me, me. Me, me, me. And it hasn't gotten us anywhere, guys. And every one of you guys said you want to be a part of Detroit Transformation. Every one of you guys said you want to be you got a dream and a goal and you want to be successful. Well, it starts with you. It really does. It really does. So we're going to do a couple of things. Where's my first helper at? Let's see here. Bam. Go ahead and pass that out for me. What was your, no, not you. I'm sorry, Bruce. What's your first name again? Marisha, right? Go ahead and stand up. No, you got to stand up. Pass them out. All right, what Marisha is passing out right now, guys, is called a SMART goal form. It's a SMART goal form. We talked about goals. We talked about being successful. You raised your hand, okay? The first step to achieving a goal is writing it down. It's putting an action plan in place. So as she's giving you that, the first thing I want you to do is write your name and your date and the hour at the top of the page. So this is 5th hour, right? Yeah. So what number are you going to put? 5. Okay. Name, date, hour. Okay? And as she's passing that out, we're going to talk about the word SMART. Okay, I'm going to do it in red because this is S-M-A-R-T. SMART. Are you all out? Is she all out? Yeah. Do you have any extras? Nope. Miss Bright, did you? Oh, they're here. She's got some.
Thank you, now.
Go. Okay. What? Yeah. It's okay. All right. Once everybody has one, I'll wait, and then we're going to talk about SMART. Okay? Listen, guys. Here's what I expect. If you raised your hand to be successful, if you raised your hand that you have a goal, then I expect you guys to do this. How many of you guys are going to do this assignment with me? Raise your hand. Okay? Everybody got one? Give Marisha a hand for being an awesome person. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to ask you to help me if you don't mind. See this right here? What's your name? Javante. I'm going to have Javante. Everybody grab your sheet, okay? Javante, I want you to read, what does it say under your name, date, and your hour, that little saying by Benjamin Franklin. What does it say?
To fail to plan is to plan to fail.
One more time.
To fail to plan is to plan to fail.
Everybody as a class, 1, 2, 3. To fail to plan is to plan to fail. One more time. To fail to plan is to plan to fail. So what does that mean, guys? Watch this. Right? It's going to take you planning to achieve your goals. How many of you guys want to go to college? Raise your hand. Harvard. There you go, Bruce. And guess what? If anybody can do it, bro, you can. Seriously. Do you know what it's going to take to get into Harvard?
Oh yeah, a lot of hard work.
I mean, like your whole, that's pretty much all you're dedicated to, right? To plan to fail is, to fail the plan is to plan to fail. What does that mean? I want to go to college, but you're not, even as a freshman, taking steps to know how to get there. See, guys, even as, I'm telling my daughter in 7th grade, I said, as a 7th grader, what you do is going to be looked at by colleges. You want to go to U of M and go to the University of Michigan, guess what? You got to at least have a 3.8. You got to at least get a 32 on your ACTs. That's like pretty much at the top. So I'm like, let me ask you a question. My daughter's name is Angelina. I said, Angelina, how do you expect to go to Michigan if you can't even do your homework? How are you, same stuff I'm teaching you guys, trust me, I started at home. I teach it to my kids. How are you going to go to Michigan if you can't even pass a science test? So let me ask you guys, how do you plan on going to the college that you want to go to if maybe you're not passing this class? So we create a goal. It starts with creating a goal to pass Miss Bright's class, to pass your other teachers' classes. Homework is not fun. I know it sucks. But if homework, right? If homework gets you to the university, is it worth doing, yes or no?
Yes.
If doing homework gets you to being successful and having the money in the bank, is it worth it, yes or no?
Yes.
Here's where most people fail. They realize that it's going to take a lot of work to become successful. That it's going to take a lot of work to obtain their dream or their goal. Because it's not going to be handed to you on a platter. So because it's going to take a lot of work for you to get to your dream or your goal, and it's going to take a lot of work for you to become successful, most people, when they see the hard work and the pressure, they give up. And what did I say the first time when I presented the Champions Challenge? When you give up, you become a what? A statistic. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. You become a statistic. And trust me, guys, every one of you said that you don't want to become that. And it starts with you today, right now. May 2nd, I put it on the board last hour. Okay, what's today's date? May 2nd. What year is it? So let me ask you a question. When the clock strikes 12 a.m. tonight, can you ever do this day over again? Yes or no? Done. What'd you say, unless you have a time machine? That'd be pretty sweet. If you ever, hey, maybe you're the one that created it. Hey, if you create a time machine, let me ride on that thing, okay? Seriously. Right? Because how many of us would go back and make some choices differently if we could? Right?
Justin, I have a question for you. Would you
Yes.
actually change them to be where you are today?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't change anything I've done because it led me here. Because guess what, guys? When I left here the last time,
And we have not rehearsed this.
when I left here the last time,
Mr. Burton, you need in the main office. Mr. Burton, you have a guest in the main
that
office.
guy's always being called in. He must be a pretty popular guy. So watch this. You can't change what you've done, just like I can't. But you can change what you're doing today. how you think, successful people think successful. If you don't like the way you feel, let's say you're depressed, you're discouraged, you're angry, you're upset. Well, guess what, guys? Your emotions follow your mindset and the way you think. If you don't like how you feel, you change the way you think. There's a reason why I gave you that I'm a champion certificate. It wasn't to throw it away. It wasn't to get rid of it. It was to read it. And on that certificate, it says, I'm a champion. I'm not a statistic. I'm a champion. And I will use wisdom in my decision making. I'm a champion, right? I don't know it by heart. I'm learning it because I do it on a regular basis, but I'm a champion. That's for you to go back that when you're feeling like you're not a champion, it doesn't matter how you feel. A lot of times your feelings and your emotions will deceive you and make you think something. There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. But I'm a champion. I'm a champion. You tell yourself. That's what an affirmation is. I'm a champion. Walk up to your friend and say, Bruce, you're a champion. Okay? Romeo, you're a champion.
You're a champion, Romeo.
And you know what? And that's okay. And that's okay. And guess what? Imagine if a bunch of kids like you with all the energy that you have and all the excitement that you have begin to really rise up and walk in this thing. This class alone could turn this whole city around. Because what you would do is then go pass it on to other people, and that passes it on to other people, and guess what? We got a whole bunch of champions walking around the city. Right? So this sheet right here, okay? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely goals. A goal could simply be this. I want to get my grade up. I want to get a better score on my test. I want to be nicer and more respectful to my mom. Right? I want to do better in school. I want to study harder. I want to learn how to read. What is your goal? And there's just some examples down here. Okay, you can read these as examples, but what I want you guys to do is turn the page. Turn the page. And what time is this class over, Mrs. Bright?
25.
1:25. So we got a couple minutes. I want to do a couple things with you guys. Okay, we're going to breeze through this. Chuck, can you actually start passing out? I'm sorry. Where's my second helper at? There she is in the back. What's your name?
Janae.
What is it?
Janae.
Janae?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Now, you see how they are? They're 4 pages. Just pass them out to everybody else, and then we'll go through that. Write down your goal, guys, real quick. And then what you're going to do is you're going to write down your goal right now. And then when I come back next month, I need this completed. I need it completed. And I need you to bring it back. How many of you guys can do that by next month? All right? Because it's whose success is it for? And whose goal is it for? Right, it's not for mine. It's not for my goal. It's for your goal. So write down what that goal is. And then listen, guys, create a champions folder. That's what we're calling it. Okay, you may have your history folder, your math folder. Create a separate folder that you can put the stuff that we give you in so that it's there and you're learning it, okay? Okay? And then, Bruce, go ahead and start passing those cards out as well. You already got one?
You have one, don't take another one.
He's quick, yeah. You already got one, don't take another one. And then we're going to do one thing at the end of the class, which we'll have to do pretty fast. This right here, guys, this paper that's getting handed out to you, it's called Attitude is Everything. Everything starts with your attitude, guys. Everything. Everything. And I want you guys, again, if you're serious, when I come back next month and you're like, I didn't do it, you just let yourself down because it's not my success. These are things that will help you guys. Attitude is everything. I want you to take these 4 pages home, read them, and bring them back so we can talk about them the next time I come in, okay? Bruce is giving you my contact card. How many of you guys are on Facebook or Twitter or go on YouTube? Raise your hand. Right? You're on right now, okay? Guys, my contact information is on here. I want you guys to go to my Facebook and hit the like button. I want you to follow me on Twitter. And you know what? There's a number on here. This phone number is my personal number for students that and I only give it to students, that if you're going through something or a hard time or you have a question on something that's coming up or you want to know how to be successful or maybe you want a little bit more information than what we can give you in 50 minutes, you can text me, you can email me, you can call me. And I promise you, you'll get a call back. You'll get a text message back. You will be followed. I had a kid in Southgate Anderson last week. Gave him the card. The next day, I get a text message at 10:30 at night. He's like, Justin, I apologize. I know it's late. He said, but I just found out somebody I care about and love just got diagnosed with cancer. can you pray for me? And do you have some words of encouragement? And I said, Brandon, it's going to be okay. And I began to encourage him, and I prayed for him. And you know what? He tweeted on his Twitter the next day. He said, Justin Ford was there at one of the hardest nights in my life. And he was able to encourage me and help me. And because of that, I thank him from the bottom of my heart. My man probably didn't think I was going to actually answer, but I answered it immediately. You're going through something, my man, text me. You may not have anybody you can turn to. I'm here to help you. That's what we're creating, okay? And I'm serious. I will follow you back by the end of this class. If you hit the follow button and I get the tweet, I'm going to follow you back, okay? I'm serious about this, guys. Are you guys serious?
I'm serious.
Do you guys appreciate what Chuck and I bring into the school, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. You guys think that Mrs. Bright was smart on bringing us in to help you guys out, yes or no?
Yes.
All right, great. Give Mrs. Bright a hand. Give her a hand. All right, there's one last thing I want to do, and I haven't done this with any of the other classes, but I wanted to do it. I want to take a class picture with you guys, okay? I want to take a class picture. Mrs. Brown, I need you to actually snap the photo if you don't mind. But everybody, I need you to come up to the front right here. And you're going to have to do this. Come on.